Welcome to India. We've just arrived in Trivandrum, the capital city of the state of Kerala. We are on our way from the airport to the train station. We're traveling by auto rickshaw, just like the one ahead of us now. Rickshaws are a popular form of travel in the cities throughout India. Passing Trivandrum's main bus terminal now. Buses are the cheapest form of travel, but not always the most comfortable. It's Sunday and the streets are relatively quiet today. The spiral building on your left is the India Coffee House. It was actually designed by a European designer. We've arrived at the railway station. We'll unload our bags, get our tickets, and we'll be on our way. Kerala, the land of green magic, is a narrow, fertile strip on the southwest coast of India, bordering the Arabian Sea. The landscape is blanketed with waterways, rice fields, and above all, coconut trees. In fact, the word Kerala means land of coconuts. Fringing the coast of Kerala and winding far inland is a complex network of lagoons, lakes, rivers, and canals. These backwaters are both the basis of a distinct lifestyle and a fascinating thoroughfare. Traveling by boat along the backwaters is one of the highlights of a visit to Kerala. We are arriving at the Kayankulam train station. From here it's about a 40-minute rickshaw ride to Valikal, the closest village to the ashram. The present-day state of Kerala was created in 1956. The Maharajas who ruled prior to that time paid considerable attention to the provisions of basic services and education. It was this concern for public welfare that resulted in the post-independent state being one of the most progressive, literate, and highly educated in India. We are arriving in Valikal now, and you can see one of the ashram buildings in the distance. Valikal is a small fishing village just across the backwaters from the ashram. We come here for groceries, tailoring, and haircuts. You can have a simple pair of pants and shirt made for less than $10. A great haircut will cost you 60 cents or 85 cents with a shave. We've arrived at the backwater now, and we'll be boarding a ferry boat to take us across. The water is only about 10 feet deep, so our boat is powered by our boatman with a long bamboo pole. It was through Kerala that Chinese products and their ideas found their way to the West. Even today, the fishers use these Chinese-style fishing nets. We are on a public path that leads us through private residences to the ashram. This is one of the public water taps, since most of the homes don't have their own well, and there is no public water supply. The main ashram and temple are coming up on our left. Anna is going to the right to our apartment. a tea shop, a very common sight in India. Indians like their tea hot, with milk and sugar. You can also purchase bananas, cookies, and snacks. This lady is carrying sand from the beach to a construction site, where the people who previously lived in a hut are now building a house. This is a small Hindu temple on the beach. Religions in Kerala are roughly 60% Hindu, 20% Muslim, and 20% Christian. Christianity was established here earlier than almost anywhere else in the world. In 52 AD, Thomas the Apostle, or Doubting Thomas, is said to have landed on the Malabar coast. Here is where the ladies are gathering sand for the construction of the new home. This is a typical Kerala fishing boat going out to sea. People have been sailing to Kerala in search of spices, sandalwood, and ivory for at least 2,000 years. Long before the Portuguese landed in India, the coast had been known to the Phoenicians, the Romans, and later the Chinese. It was through Kerala that Chinese products and their ideas found their way to the West. We're looking at the building where we live. It's 11 stories high and probably one of the tallest buildings in Kerala. Our apartment's on the 7th floor, and fortunately there is an elevator. We're on our floor now, looking at one of the many beautiful ocean sunsets. And now for that original unedited video I promised you at the beginning. This is our water filter for this floor, which right now, as you can see, it says it's out of order. I'm not sure what the problem is. There's our neighbor, Ziggy. This is kind of a funny poster there. Alright, here's our doorway. Got a little privacy clock that we hang on. Oh, this is the hallway that we're in. And now we're in a flat. Actually, I'm going to change to the wide angle lens here. Let's see better. So this is my bed there. And this is our closet. Vandya has one side and I have one side. This is our little desk. And also we eat there sometimes. Sometimes we bring our food up here. They have food, or sometimes we cook too. And we hang all our stuff on the wall. And this is Anne's bed over here. She's quickly trying to straighten it up. This is her little privacy curtain, so when somebody opens the door, oh, you gotta see the special light.
Pramod, if you look at the middle.
Yeah, there's the little light, indirect lighting. If you'll notice, let me show you the lighting. This in India, they have these, we've taken our fluorescent tube, they mount these fluorescent tubes on the walls like this, everywhere. That's the main source of lighting in an Indian home or anywhere, is one of these fluorescent tubes. They don't put them on the ceiling, they always put them on the wall. And they're so ugly, they don't put any kind of coverings, but we covered ours with a cloth. And then we put a little fixture over that bulb there. And then I built some little furniture, that little table and that little thing there, that stand. And I had the lights on here, and so we could see. And turn the kitchen light on too. Okay. This is our bathroom. And if you notice, there's lots of holes here. There's no washing machines here, so we have to do our laundry by hand. In fact, There's some laundry
There's
right
the
now,
washing machine.
and there's the washing machine right there. 3 buckets. So we hang our things on these poles to dry out. Although we can put them on the roof, but it's much nicer to just put them on the poles in here and not have to go anywhere. And there's no sealed windows in the apartments here because the temperature doesn't vary, probably 15 degrees year round, so there's these grated airflow. And then this is our kitchen. And little cabinet I built, and we're getting another one because there's not enough space. And
Show them the
so I think,
stove. Here, show the new stove.
this is the worst part of the whole apartment.
Yeah, it's a
The
sink.
sink that doesn't drain properly. They made out of flat tiles and everything stands in there and it doesn't go down the drain well. So that's kind of a problem.
Show them the new stove.
And then we got a new stove.
With the big can.
Double burner. It's got a big butane thing.
Butane.
It's our little refrigerator we bought from the U.S.
Extremely small.
Yep,
This
but
is
it works. We get cold water and keep vegetables and eggs and things like that. And this is the bathroom, dressing area, or the, whatever you call it, Bruce.
Show them the view.
Okay,
With the new
well, this is our new screen. We've got a screen to keep our bugs out.
Decided to design this.
Okay.
Now you got a view.
And here's the view from our room. There's a little, oh, I gotta switch back over to the non-wide angle lens. There's a little boat going down. Yeah,
The ferry that you used to get across.
yeah, and that's disappeared.
And
Anyway, this is the view from our room.
there's a swimming pool.
It's quite nice. Yeah, I actually already took a picture of the swimming
Yeah,
pool.
but still, from
Yeah.
our window.
When the
that's
sun shines on it, it's really pretty. It's real bright blue and clean.
the new building, and then
This is the new building, and then this thing down here is the new septic system. It's real interesting how they do this. They build these walls up above ground, and then they dig out, if you see them, they're way down in there, they dig out the sand below the walls, and then the whole, by hand, and then the walls sink down into the ground. And here's some guys carrying, everything's done by hand here. There's no heavy machinery. Everything is carried, mixed, done, everything's done by hand. There's a guy over here mixing concrete. And again, this is the...
show her the computer school.
I showed them the computer story. Okay. So if we lean way out our window, we can look up the backwater. This is north. This is kind of a nice view. There's an eagle. I don't know if they have these
They're making a
birds
dance
look like
lesson.
eagles. Well, yeah, last The ashram is situated on a narrow peninsula only about 150 yards wide and is bordered on the east by the backwaters and the Arabian Sea to the west. The ashram was begun in 1978 when a small group of young spiritual aspirants from India and the West came to live with Amma. Seeking her as their guru or teacher, they became her first students. In May 1981, Mata Amritananda Maya Math was officially established in the place where Amma was born. Today the ashram is the home of over 1,000 residents with more than 50 branch ashrams throughout India and abroad. We're looking at the spiral staircase located on the back side of the ashram. This is Amma's residence. Until recently, it was only one room and a bath. Last year, a reception room was added. This is the small darshan hut where Amma receives small groups of people. This small building is called the Kalari and is located next to Amma's birthplace. It was originally a cowshed and was later donated by her family to become the first temple. It's now used for pujas, a form of devotional worship. Tonight is a special puja to the Divine Mother. This is the ashram cowshed. Cows are very special to Hindus, since Krishna, a principal form of God in the Hindu religion, was a cowherder. This is the new darshan hall, which is presently under construction. When finished, the stage will be enclosed and air-conditioned, but the outer walls will be open. This is the ashram hospital. Its services are free to the public, and several hundred people are treated here each week. Here you see one of the many new buildings being constructed.